The concept of the skit is through the eyes of a pedophile.
Yeah, through the eyes of a pedophile.
And so he plays this situation where he's in the company of this young kid, maybe wearing underwear in a bathtub, and then he's triggered, and in the skit they'll play like an R. Kelly song, and then he'll start to look at the kid in sexually thought-provoking ways.
Okay.
And so this has created they've gotten sued. Now, this stuff occurred. This clip was shot around 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
And now,
resurfaced.
2022, they're being sued over it
by the kids,
by the mother of the parents
the
of the
kid.
children. And it's kind of the video. Like, I saw some clips. I think you probably saw a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's number one, not funny. Not funny. Not funny. Not just funny because of the content.
It doesn't sound funny.
No, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, and then it's you're trying to be funny in a very sensitive area.
Yeah.
So it's kind of loses on both fronts. And yeah, I mean, Tiffany Haddish is pretty popular. Harry Spears not so much.
So you think the family's justified in their actions?
I'll address that momentarily.
Okay.
But what I was going to say is that the note, just from a public standpoint, there's a lot of notion that, hey, these two are going to be canceled. They're not going to get any more work in Hollywood. They're just going to be out. I always have complicated feelings about, like, what were the parents doing? What did they sign on for with this? Because it's hard to fathom that you have a kid in that age category. I'd say, 5 to 8 years old maybe? If my kid was involved in any sort of skit or acting or whatever, I would be present.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not present.
Right.
And
for the very reason that if something gets uncomfortable,
Yes.
whether it's the content of the comedy
down.
or it's maybe even just the predatory behavior of the people, I'm there.
Yeah.
And it stops.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, like, I really, when I look at this, the video's not funny. It is inappropriate. It should never have happened. But now I'm going to sue 9 years later. Where the hell were you? Like, what did they tell you your kid was going to be involved in doing that you were like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to run to Publix.
And like I told Pink, like, as soon as you see it, you know something's wrong. Like, it's not something that takes a while to simmer on. Like, as soon as you see it, I don't know how it left the editing room. I don't know how it left when Tiffany and Harry saw it after it was done. I don't know how it left all these different stations.
Because other people have to sign off on it.
Well, I guess, question, was this ever released anywhere, or was this something
it was, but I think it was just them two, like, independent skit of them all. I don't think...
And that was my point. Was it simply like an independent skit that they did, shot, and it never got anywhere else, or did it?
Maybe like other than social media, because Spears, back in that time, Spears was on a very big show on Comedy Central. That's how he got his start.
Yeah.
He just never got anything after that.
Yeah.
But and that show was based around skits, but of course it didn't get on that show.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And Tiffany wasn't famous at all then.
Yeah.
But now you have you have the extreme backlash on social media when all of this is released because of the news is that they're suing.
Right.
So Tiffany puts out a note saying that I know people have a lot of questions. I get it.
Right.
Right now, she says, I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more on the situation as soon as I can. Yeah, that's just the thing. You agreed to, but and this whole time you don't have an issue with it until the extreme backlash.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going. I'm asking a question on this. If this was just something that was shot independently, it really, nobody picked it up, nobody showed it, it wasn't posted anywhere, because it's hard to imagine it was posted somewhere and it's only coming to light now.
Somebody had it.
Well, somebody clearly had it, but my point is, it was not, to my knowledge, it doesn't appear that it was ever released like in any intended format where people were, you know, free to see it or were promoting we just did this. And, you know, so maybe, you know, on some level, yeah, you shoot something, it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, people like musical artists have songs that just they record and never go
Yeah,
anywhere.
especially when you're just getting started in the industry. You do a lot of things that's sketchy.
I'm sure that's going to be her, you know, information is going to be, hey, I was early in my career. I'm looking for opportunities to be in front of a camera, whatever. I did this, not proud of it. It wasn't funny. I get it, but I didn't intend it to be, you know.
I'm 50-50 on these parents, man. The R. Kelly
Yeah,
people
I was
parents,
just gonna
these
say that the R.
parents.
Kelly parents should be as
I-
responsible as he is.
I'm 90-10.
Yeah, 90-10.
And I say it doesn't mean that Aries and Tiffany didn't do something wrong.
Right.
You can have multiple, you know, like fault across multiple people.
Right.
But you can look at it this way. If the parents weren't asleep at the wheel, there's no opportunity for this to happen with their kids.
Exactly.
And the same with R. Kelly. Like when you watch that thing, yeah, he did some horrible stuff.
Yes.
But the parents were just
They
like
got paid
out to
and
lunch.
signed
That's-
off and sent their kid with him.
In the moment,
yeah.
they want their kid to become famous so bad
Yeah.
that they're
They
overlooking this
sacrifice.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
And they don't get the blame after the fact because of the terrible things that had happened to the actual
Right,
child.
right.
So parents, they get off.
They kind of skate on this.
They
Yeah,
do
yeah.
because of the gravity of what he did. They don't realize what the parents were also part of it all.
Yeah, no, I agree, and
They
I'm
couldn't have done
big.
it to the girls if they did it.
I'm big for maintaining their level of accountability, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
And again, it's not 100%,
I agree.
you know. But the funky part is that if you do take care of your situation, you protect your kid. Your kid's not involved in that,
Yeah.
regardless of the intentions of the other
Yeah,
person.
and some of them, of course, some of those girls, they went without their. I'm not saying all the parents were like that.
Right.
Some of
In the
those
R.
girls
Kelly
did.
situation.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
go without their parents' knowledge.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. Like, horrible things can happen to people. You
Yeah.
can be, like walking down the street and pulled into a windowless van and away you go. But, when there's some sort of involvement where the parents are part of the process, you have to look at it differently.
Yeah, I hate those vans. I don't drive by those vans. That and black trash bags. I'm not a fan.
Black trash bags?
Oh yeah, everybody that you find that's dead, they're in black trash bags. You
Oh, I never thought of it like
Are you
that.
kidding me? Yeah.
I haven't thought about that like that. I've been talking
You're
about
gonna notice it now.
Well, now, thanks to you. You've made my life better in some small way.
Yeah.
Very small. Well, okay, so what do both of you agree though that like essentially Tiffany and Aries should be canceled? Like,
You know what? We're at some point we're forgiving society. Like they'll be dead for a couple years, but then they'll make their way back, and everybody will forget about the whole thing.
and are you okay with that personally?
No.
You're not. You want to
No,
be.
I mean, well,
We
we
want to be
always-
unforgiven.
Oh no, I don't want to be called any names this time. No, well,
This time.
no, you know what? If it's true that when you're making it and you're first starting to come into the industry, you just do whatever you can to get there, and you're completely apologetic, and you do pay these parents, even though, where were they? Yeah, we all make mistakes. We're all not perfect, so.
The interesting thing about these two is that Tiffany just isn't funny.
I don't think she is at
Yeah.
all.
And Aries Spears, he just has his he can reflect voices very well. He does impersonations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without that, he's not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not
think-
sure how these two individuals will bounce back, just because based off that point, they were already being phased out
Yeah.
and relegated to a certain level on the comedic stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but any other people that had real clout, like if this is Kevin Hart, he bounces back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Things
right.
like that. I don't know about these two because of where they were standing.
Yeah, they were already
Yeah.
working their way out.
Yeah, especially
so-
Spears.
Yeah. It really is interesting. I mean, it matters who does stuff.
Yeah.
It really does.
It
Yeah.
just does.
It's true.
That's the thing.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. With Tiffany, it's not a lot of top of the line women comedians, so she may survive.
There are none.
Don't do that.
There are
Man.
none.
It's a couple.
Like who?
I know you're gonna say that, and I hate that you're gonna say that. I'm a huge
Because you have no
comedy fan.
answers.
I do. Like I have them in my head,
But
the
you just can't
names
deliver them
escape.
here. That's fine.
There's a
No,
couple. I
in-
don't
in-
know them
in-
either.
In
There are a
Bubba's
couple.
head,
They're not big
women
enough.
comedians are funny.
No, there's
That
a
might be the
couple,
only
man.
place.
Oh my god.
I've only come across one genuine funny female in my entire life. Two
Like comedians or just
No.
real life people?
real life women.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Life women. That's just funny. Only two.
Did you want to
Only
bang them?
two?
One I did. One.
Wow.
The other one's my mom.
Well, women are always funnier when you want to bang them, except Bubba's mom.
No,
of course.
no.
They are.
No,
That's
I
not
wanted to
true.
bang plenty of them. That
That's-
was just not funny.
No, that's not the only reason you bang somebody.
You just saying.
But I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
their jokes are going to be funnier if you're interested.
Oh my god.
But after it's over,
You're still laughing?
no.
When do we talk sports? When do we talk sports? Let's be done with the mayhem.